Right now, somewhere on Earth, two people are pressing the wettest, most bacteria-covered parts of their faces together, on purpose, and calling it the single most romantic thing a person can do. A 10-second kiss transfers 80 million bacteria from one mouth into another. 80 million. If I described kissing to you as a stranger, you open the front of your skull and swap spit and 80 million microbes with another person, you'd call the police. And yet you've done it. You loved it. You'd do it again tonight if you could. So here's the question that should terrify you a little. Why? Why is the most disgusting thing your body can do also the thing it wants most? When did the very first human look at another human's face and think, I'm going to press my mouth against that? The answer is so much darker and stranger than you think, and it starts millions of years before a single human being had ever walked the earth. Your first instinct is probably that kissing is natural, instinctive, universal, something every human everywhere has always done, like breathing or blinking. That instinct is wrong, spectacularly wrong. In 2015, an anthropologist named William Jankowiak decided to actually check. His team went through 168 cultures, hunting for one specific thing, the romantic kiss, mouth to mouth, the kind you're picturing. And what he found stunned even him. Only 46% of human cultures did it at all, less than half. Central America? No romantic kissing. Much of sub-Saharan Africa, New Guinea, the Amazon, nothing, not repressed, not hidden. It just wasn't a thing. And when some of these cultures first saw Europeans do it, they were disgusted. The Mehenaku people of the Amazon thought pressing mouths together was revolting. They bite each other's eyebrows instead, which, honestly, fair. So kissing isn't universal. It isn't instinct. Half the species never got the memo, which means somebody, somewhere, invented it. And here's the thought that's going to haunt you for the rest of this video. The very first kiss had nothing to do with romance, nothing to do with love. The thing you do with the person you're falling hardest for began as something you'd never ever want to picture in that moment. Something you did with your mouth before you could even walk. I'll show you exactly what it was. And I'm warning you now, once you see it, you will never kiss anyone the same way again. It's the kind of thing you can't unknow. But to get there, we have to go back. Way back, past the first humans, past the first words, to a creature swinging through the trees 21 million years ago. Because in November 2025, a team at the University of Oxford did something nobody had tried. They treated kissing like a biological trait, the way you'd track the evolution of a thumb or a tail, and ran it backwards across the entire primate family tree. Millions of simulations, and the result landed like a bomb. Kissing didn't start with us. It goes back at least 21 million years, to the shared ancestor of every great ape alive today. Chimpanzees kiss, orangutans kiss. Bonobos, our closest cousins, full-on, open mouth, passionately kiss. And they do it to make up after a fight, which means when you kiss someone tonight, you are performing a behavior older than the human species, older than language, older than fire, older than walking upright. It was already ancient before we ever showed up. Let that sink in. So where did it actually come from? This is the reveal I promised you, and I need you to sit with how strange it is. The leading theory has a name that sounds fake. It's called kiss feeding. Picture an early human mother. No jars of baby food, no blender. Her infant has no teeth. So she does what mothers across the animal kingdom still do. She chews the food herself, softens it in her own mouth, and then presses her lips to her baby's lips and pushes it across, mouth to mouth. And here's the tell. Every species that kisses also does this. Every single one. Now think about what that mouth-to-mouth press came to mean for a helpless infant. Food, warmth, safety, love. The most primal comfort a brain can hold. Now fast forward 20 years. That same brain, wired since birth to link lips on lips with I am safe, I am loved. Is it really a shock we carried the gesture into adulthood? But comfort is only half of it. Because there's a second, sneakier reason your body loves this. And it's happening without your permission. When you kiss someone, you are not just kissing them, you are sampling them. Up close, your brain pulls in a flood of chemical data. Their scent, their taste, the microbes on their skin, hormones leaking out in trace amounts. And buried in there is information about their immune system. Study after study shows we're unconsciously drawn to partners whose immune genes differ from our own, because mixing them makes for healthier, hardier kids. That first kiss you were so nervous about? Part of your brain was running a full biological background check. Roughly 59% of men and 66% of women say they've ended a budding relationship because of one bad kiss. That's not pickiness. That's ancient wiring returning a verdict, not compatible. The kiss was a test, and they failed. Okay, so the impulse is ancient. But when did we start writing it down? For a long time, the earliest record was thought to be India, around 1500 BC in Sanskrit texts. Then, in 2023, two researchers reread something everyone had overlooked. On clay tablets from ancient Mesopotamia, the Barton cylinder among them, carved in cuneiform between 2500 and 2350 BC, there it was. A description of lip-kissing, romantic, and unmistakable. It pushed the timeline back 1,000 years. Nearly 4,500 years ago, someone pressed a reed into wet clay just to record two people kissing. But those same tablets carried a warning. Because the Mesopotamians had also noticed something. Kissing made people sick. They described an illness with symptoms that look exactly like herpes, the cold sore virus. Which means, for as long as we have written about kissing, we have also written about the price of it. And that price left a fingerprint we can still read today. This is one of the wildest findings in the whole story. When scientists analyzed the DNA trapped in the fossilized plaque on Neanderthal teeth, they found something they didn't expect. Neanderthals and modern humans shared the exact same specific mouth bacteria, right up until about 112,000 years ago. Now, there is basically one way two different human species end up swapping the exact same microbes. You have to get close, mouth to mouth close. In other words, the evidence points to something almost impossible to wrap your head around. We didn't just live alongside Neanderthals, we kissed them. We fell in love with them. And it worked, because buried in the DNA of nearly every person watching this right now are the genes of those ancient romances. You are, quite literally, the descendant of a kiss between two different species. Proof, written into your own body, that a 100,000-year-old kiss echoes all the way down to you. So, when did humans start kissing? The honest answer is that we never really started. We inherited it, from a mother feeding her child, from an ape making peace after a fight, from 21 million years of creatures pressing their mouths together and feeling something worth repeating. It isn't universal. It isn't instinct the way you assumed. It's a habit so old it predates our species. Carried forward not because it's useful, but because somewhere in the oldest part of the brain, lips meeting lips still mean what they meant to a newborn. You are safe, you are wanted, you are not alone. Every kiss you've ever had was a message 21 million years in the making, and you didn't invent a single word of it. If your brain likes this, the strange, buried, slightly horrifying history hiding inside the most ordinary things you do. That's the whole point of this channel. Stick around, there's a lot more where this came from, because the next time you lean in and close your eyes, just remember, you're doing something older than humanity itself, and your mouth already knew the way.